Hey guys, it's Greg Jones for Engine Builder and Evan Laux. Today we are here in our own backyard of Akron, Ohio, visiting R&R Engine and Machine. We're going to be talking to shop owner Bryan Menke about his operation. These guys do some awesome builds, from anything from two-stroke Kohlers to Cummins to Caterpillars and everything in between. So let's go check it out. All right, guys, so we are now inside R&R, and we were with shop owner Bryan Menke. Bryan, thanks so much for having us in. Yeah, it's always a pleasure. It's not our first time being in the shop or working with you. As we told the viewers, over the years, we've kept close ties with you guys, and you've been in articles, you've been in videos. We've been at the shop a couple times, but it's been a little while. So now, I don't know that Evan's ever been here, though. So
this is my first time. Yeah. So Bryan, it's nice to meet you. Thanks for having us.
So a shop tour would be awesome because I think since we've been here last, you guys have added some space and certainly
machinery, sure.
Yeah, new machines and things. So
sounds great. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
So we're entering our parts department right now for all of our engine parts. We keep all of our fuel injection and turbocharger separate inventory. We'll see that later.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll walk around this way. We are a engine dealer for 19 different dealer manufacturers.
Yeah.
Small guys like Briggs & Stratton, Kohler, Tecumseh. We're Deutz, Perkins, full Cummins dealer.
Yeah.
Light duty, medium duty, and heavy duty.
Yeah,
both.
Awesome. A whole gamut of Cummins stuff. Yeah, that's cool.
So it's a lot of training, a lot of keeping up on everything.
Yeah.
For the Kubota training and Deutz training, but
right.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
So,
well, you got a lot of parts here, so you got to have a lot of engines going on.
Quite a few.
Yep. Yeah. Very cool.
All right. We'll walk this way here. We also have a special counter for our employees to come to get parts. And we keep them off the front counter.
Yeah.
So we have one guy dedicated just to fill orders on machine shop, truck shop, drive-in, engine shop, all right here.
Very cool.
Yeah. Here we're entering our small engine build section here. We also have our balancing we can see over here shortly.
Yeah.
And our rod shop. So let's go over here by the balancing first, then we can swing around.
Bryan, before we, so sure. I know we're talking about light duty diesels, but you guys got some crazy big connecting rods over here.
Oh yes.
What kind of engine build is that?
That's Cummins. Cummins
okay.
N14 ISX. Yeah. We have a lot of Caterpillar. Also do a lot of big heavy duty industrial pistons.
Oh wow, yeah.
So
that's cool.
And we'll see the crank for that later in the tour. It's back there, getting all welded up and redone.
It's neat to see that type of stuff because we get more wrapped up in the performance side of things or the street side of things. So it's neat to see more of the industrial stuff.
Yeah, anything engine we do, that's all we touch. Just engines only, no transmissions, brakes, anything like that. So.
Gotcha. Very cool.
Yeah, let's touch over here on the engine balancing. Just a small one for right now, but usually we can we check all your Cummins. We can do that. Race blocks, racing engine. Just a small cam here. I'm checking out right now for.
Very cool.
We also do, by the way, spindles.
Okay.
Boring and bushing, new bushings in them and boring them out.
Yeah.
So we do the front axles and spindles as well.
Nice.
Rods. Obviously we already pushed them out, put new wrist pins in them. And then we'll come around here and we'll bore them to size.
Yeah.
Bore length to length.
Yeah.
If need be, we have our trusty good old Sun and Hone that's been around forever.
Yeah, everyone's got to have one of those, right?
Oh yeah. And then this is where we bore the diesel bushings out over here.
Okay.
Make sure the pin length is set tight. Through here we have the block department.
Oh, nice. There's some pretty big blocks in here.
Yeah, we got quite a few. Cummins ISX, John Deere, Cat.
Yeah.
We actually have a 5.9 block up here right now.
Oh, awesome.
Cummins.
There you go.
We're getting ready to bore and deck that.
All right.
This one's already done, and we can come back to this later. We have all the cam bearings bored out for little race application.
Yeah, very cool.
So we do a little bit of everything. John Deere's. Bigger blocks over here, and then the smaller blocks right behind you. We have another guy over here just doing the smaller blocks.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready to bore. Looks like an old Continental gas engine. So we'll bore it, hone it.
That's pretty neat. So what does something like that go into?
It could be an old tow motor, a Continental engine. It could be industrial application, gen set.
It's pretty small though.
No, we do a lot smaller, but that's pretty small.
Yeah, that's pretty tiny.
Yeah.
So, Bryan, how many employees do you guys have here at the
Well,
shop?
we're up to 32, but we
Oh, wow.
had some retire,
Okay.
and as you know, it's hard to get employees now.
Sure.
So I'm short about 6 people right now.
Oh, wow.
So we're all working overtime, trying to
Yeah.
keep up what we're doing.
Yeah.
But
We were
I'm
talking
short.
earlier with one of you guys up front. They were saying there was maybe a shop or two in the area that went out of business, and you guys have
Yeah, there's
kind
actually
of gotten more business from that.
yeah, actually three of our competitors actually either closed the doors, retired, or liquidated
Wow.
within the last year.
Wow.
So we're picking up all the extra machine work,
Yeah.
and it's hard.
That's
but,
got to be a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot,
Yeah.
but we're thankful for it. I mean, it's
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Bryan, you said you worked on like 14 different manufacturers. Did you start in the light duty segment and then kind of move to industrial as well, or is that something you've been doing since the start
No,
of the
we did
business?
actually back in the early '70s. We did pretty much just gasoline stuff.
Oh, okay.
Race engines. Al, that's here, has a race car on the Ford circuit. He won all the Ford circuit working here, and from there we figured out there's more money and to be had in profits in diesel and industrial.
Right.
So we still do everything, light duty, medium, and heavy duty. But the profits are much higher for obviously diesel and industrial stuff. But-
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a niche market too.
Sure.
Different equipment for different pieces of machinery.
That's very cool.
And then back behind us here we have our 2 crankshaft grinders and our crank welder.
Oh, wow. Now, you don't see too many shops doing the crankshaft grinding anymore. You know,
No.
that's something that you talk to most machine shops and they tell you, yeah, we do everything in-house except for crank grinding.
Exactly. Yep.
So that's, you know, is there a specific reason that you guys have continued to do it, or is it just,
Demand.
yeah, because you guys are one of the few people that do it, right?
You know, cranks coming in.
Yeah.
We have the big one behind you is that industrial piston I just picked up earlier.
Yeah,
You know, we're going to
Oh,
weld
wow.
all these, weld them back up,
yeah.
bring them back to size.
And so do you guys have enough of that work that someone's kind of full-time
Yes,
crank
yeah,
grinder?
he's full-time here and he does rods, full-time crank and rod
Okay.
guy. Yep.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
2 on the blocks, 2
Awesome.
full-time. Yeah.
Very cool.
So we'll go over this way. It's kind of our general machining area over here.
Okay, oh yeah.
We have
Look at all this stuff.
a lot of finished work here, waiting to be picked up.
Do you have any sort of guess, like how many, you know, cranks or blocks or heads that you guys have in the shop, kind of at any one?
You know what? I don't count. I
Yeah.
bet we get maybe you know, half a dozen to 2 dozen jobs in a day,
Yeah.
maybe more.
Wow.
But it's hard to tell what I have in the shop going on.
Right,
The
right.
computer helps do all that and schedule the employees. So.
Yeah. Oh, it looks so cool with everything just kind of
Yeah.
standing there. Yeah, it's ready to go.
Yeah. So we have 3 full-time guys in the head shop. 2 work on just heavy-duty diesel. Another one just works on gasoline, light duty.
Yeah.
We do a lot of heads now for like Subaru and GM and Ford, aluminum heads. Somebody's got to do them, so we do them.
It's cool how like each of these, you know, these can be departments of the shop, but
They
they're
are.
also like their own business too, right?
They are, exactly.
Because like you said, you're doing heads that you might not be doing the block for or the other work.
Right. We do probably 5 times more heads than we do anything else in the shop,
Yeah. Wow.
simply because you know, heads are more susceptible to the problems or whatever.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of machining that has to go on.
There
right?
are, yeah. Uh-huh, yep.
Bryan, we're always hearing from different shops that they're having trouble getting people in, new employees. With all these different segments you have, is it hard finding a guy specifically to do heads, specifically to do cranks? Is that
Very
difficult?
hard, very hard. Actually, what we've been doing is training people as they're coming through and like degreasing and tear down and cleaning. If we find that potential is there, we can move them into the head shop or the block shop.
Okay.
I had one employee that actually started out that way in tear down and degrease, moved through the machine shop, moved to the parts manager, and then he was then sales manager after that.
Oh, great.
So it actually came all the way through the ranks.
Yeah. That's
Very
awesome.
hard to find employees nowadays.
Yep.
Yeah.
We hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And over here we have on our it's similar to a Cummins, but it's a John Deere, but we're boring out, making the seats.
Now, I remember being here, I don't know, 5 years ago maybe, and this was kind of a newer machine at that point, right?
Right, actually that was a newer machine. We just got
Okay.
this a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So we had to upgrade to a bigger machine
Yeah.
because that other machine would not handle like the ISXs easily
Okay.
and the Cummins C15 and Cat
Yeah.
C15s, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
The new machine equipment, it's pretty incredible what it's able to do and
Right.
help the shop out.
And the automation nowadays you can buy on a machine. You know, you can set up a block, dial it in, you can walk away from it, it'll bore it, it'll deck it. When it's all done, you come back, put it in the hone.
Yeah. So Brian, talk a little bit about some of the machine equipment that you guys have and maybe what's even down the line that you're looking to get in here.
Well, the head shop mainly is Rottler. And well, we have the surfacing machines that are Storm Vulcans and CBN and cutters like that.
Yeah.
For the future, I definitely need another surfacing machine,
Okay.
CBN cutter for the bigger diesels.
Yeah.
I do need another boring machine for boring, honing my blocks.
And you're not talking about replacing machine, you're talking about adding a second
Adding
to
machines,
what you
right?
already have.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And another honing machine also.
Yeah. Nice.
So a lot I want,
Yeah.
but you got to pace yourself. You know, you
Right,
can't.
right. Yeah, it takes a little time to get
Right.
into each
On
new
top of
machine.
that, you know, I want to get by the end of the year a new soda blasting machine for all these little light-duty aluminum heads. It's so hard to clean the carbon out of them.
Yeah. Now, is soda blasting something that is that the primary way you guys clean some of that, or do you use other methods?
Well, we have our regular washing methods,
Yeah.
but the carbon that's baked in them, you can't glass bead aluminum head because the glass beads might stick,
Yeah.
cause you trouble down the road.
Yeah.
Soda blast, you can blast them, wash them off with water. You have no retention of any material.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely the safer way to do it, right?
It is,
You don't have as many worries,
Right.
something being left behind, yeah.
And then on top of machinery yet, you know, all these guys want machinery, and then my fuel shop, they need machinery bad too.
Yeah.
So, trying to keep up with that all the time. So
Yeah.
it's what department's tugging what's, you know, who wants what first. So,
Right, right.
Yeah.
Very good.
He's doing aluminum on this one, PCD cutter, aluminum,
Okay.
CBN cutter on the other machines that we keep setting up back and forth.
Yeah.
So he's doing a small aluminum head on this one here. Here's some of your bigger N14 cranks
Yeah.
versus your little guy here. So
It's crazy to see a crank that's almost as tall as you know?
actually we get them in twice as big as that.
Yeah, it's
Cat 3512.
What kind of application is that if they're that tall?
Caterpillar.
Okay.
Yeah, Cat 3512s or 3516s.
Yeah.
Big cat.
Wow.
This is where all the work comes in. So all the work you see here is all lined up coming in from either yesterday or this morning.
Okay, so this is like a tear down
It is,
type
yep.
area?
Mhm.
Okay.
And just keep pushing it forward and keep tearing it down. So once we get it apart, Magnaflux if it's okay, then we'll put it in the hot tanks and wash them.
Okay.
Or certain applications we can actually thermally, cook them, blast them,
Yeah.
and bake them. I can show you that a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
A lot of the cylinder heads you see over here are cracked. As you can see, we do a lot more heads than we do, cranks or blocks. But
And you guys are able to repair cracked heads to a certain degree?
the diesel
or-
head, certain degree, mostly we just sell a new head.
Okay.
Yep.
And how many people do you have kind of doing the teardown stuff?
Two.
Again, you said
Two.
you had a dozen or 2 dozen stuff.
Well, we're down to one full time now, but yeah, usually 2 full time.
Okay. Okay. Very cool.
It's an international head. We're getting ready to tear apart and check.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we'll throw them in our new, we got a Mart washer, high pressure, high temperature.
That's a pretty big washer.
It is. I want a little
How
bit bigger, but
how much stuff can you put in there at one time?
oh, quite a bit. Yeah, it's got a huge round table in it, and so we got more. We can put 2 or 3 blocks or fill it up, whatever you need.
That's awesome. You'd almost think you could put like a second shelf
Pretty much.
on there,
But the nozzles actually rotate back and forth, and the turntable moves.
Okay.
That way, it cleans up really good. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then if we don't want to wash them in the washer with the soapy water, we can burn them over here.
Yeah.
I don't burn any diesel blocks or heads per se, but this is 2 gas ones here we just got done. Actually, it's still warm.
Yeah.
Ran them this morning.
Okay.
So we burned 2.
Yeah, they're looking pretty clean.
Yep, and then we blasted them over here. And then we can shake the shot out of them over here. This is another set of heads we just got done here.
Yeah.
It was just, this is a natural gas Cummins right here
Okay.
on this one. So,
That's cool.
and just some more Chevys, yeah. And a little 3-cylinder, probably a Perkins right here.
And is this just for heads?
That's just for heads, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
How many heads can you put in there at one time? You got at least 4? in
4,
there?
yeah.
Okay.
4 heads, yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
So back here, this is where the work comes in. Customers come in and talk to the customers and write up desks and everything.
Okay. Kind of a
And-
load-in bay.
Yep.
Very
And
good.
while we're here, we're close to the engine dyno, which is right over here. We have
Yeah.
a Cummins N14 on it right now.
Okay.
We just built this engine. We need to dyno test it and put it back in the truck, which is in the shop.
Yeah.
Right now it has an ECM issue, so the ECM had to get sent off to get redone. So
Okay.
otherwise it was running good, but has an ECM issue. So
Gotcha. Yeah.
as soon as it gets back, we'll put it back on and we'll run it full load for about 3 to 4 hours. Make sure it's broken really good before we put it back in the truck.
Yeah. And what kind of truck is that going back into?
It's a Peterbilt. We can see it right back here in a
Okay,
second.
okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's all in pieces.
Yeah. Is there anything that that you guys would turn away? Is there certain work that you guys just won't tackle, or is there really no limit to what you guys will do?
Well, there is a limit. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a limit to our capacity,
Sure.
what we can do. If it's something that we really struggle with or you don't have time, I will.
Yeah.
But usually the good customers, we try to do everything we can
Yeah.
and learn what we can. But
Right.
being down on employees, it's kind of hard to learn and do it. So
Yeah.
do our best. That's what we can do, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So this is just the older part of our truck drive-in bays here.
Okay.
And then we put on another addition back here. And as you can tell, we're so busy that, and we used to work Saturdays, we don't work Saturdays anymore,
Yeah.
but we're so busy that I can't shut down or I can't have guys clean. So if you're watching this video and think, oh man, these walls are dirty, this floor is dirty, it is, because production is more important than,
Sure.
than
Yeah.
shutting down and cleaning. It's all safe, but cleanliness, I'd like to repaint this whole place. We have our anniversary coming up here in a few years.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did the 50th anniversary with you guys here
right. I remember
years
that.
ago.
I remember that. Yeah.
So we have 3 more years. We'll have another big 60th anniversary party.
Yeah,
But
that's
it'll,
awesome.
It'll look different
Yeah.
then, I hope. We'll get things cleaned up.
Yeah. That's cool.
So, okay, this is the Peterbilt truck that we talked about that the engine on the dynos
Nice.
for. Pieces everywhere right now. Get the hood laying over here and parts all over the ground. But
Yeah. And so you guys got the whole cab in here. So you guys do all the work in terms of getting it out.
yes, we do. Yep. So we'll take a day or two to pull it all out, tear the engine apart, run it through the machine shop.
Yeah.
It comes back over here. They build it back up. We dyno it and put it back in the truck.
Now, do you guys have fleet contracts, or is this
Not really
someone's
fleets,
individual
owner
truck?
operators usually.
Yeah.
We do
Okay.
some work for fleets.
Yeah.
We do a lot of work for the OEMs too. Cummins, International.
Yeah.
We do their machine work and things like that.
Very cool. That's neat.
And over here we have a small B Cummins engine build we're finishing up right now.
Oh yeah, that's looking nice.
Yeah. So this is a like a 4B Cummins versus
Yeah.
your regular 5.9 or 6.7 Cummins.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done some stories on a couple of those. Yeah, they're pretty neat.
It just now needs painted and finished up
Yeah.
and run.
Nice.
Is there a particular type of engine you get in the most?
Maybe since we are a full Cummins dealer, we do a lot of Cummins. Quite a few John Deere. Everything in between, a lot of International, but everything else just kind of falls in.
Yeah.
And we do a 53 Packard straight 8, we have in here. We have all kind of older stuff and new stuff.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So this is our fuel injection department and turbos. What you see is work coming in right here, turbochargers coming in.
Okay.
They tear them down, rebuild them. Looks like he's running a common rail injector right now over here
Okay.
on the Bosch bench.
That's neat.
So we check injectors, rebuild injectors.
So what all specifically are you guys doing here, like making sure
It'll-
the nozzles are clean and
Well, it'll do a leak test first.
okay.
And then if it passes a high pressure leak test, then it goes into actual firing just like the engine. And it'll read on the screen on all the outputs.
That's neat.
It'll check return oil too, make sure it's not returning too much oil.
Okay.
And then when we're all done, it'll print off a nice report on each injector. Pass or fail, or what's wrong with it.
Yeah. Okay. Simple as that, pass or fail, right?
Simple as that, yep.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it, yep.
All right.
And once they get done rebuilding the pump itself or
Yeah.
the injector, they have to test it. So in here we have, we have a Standardine pump on here right now
Okay.
that we actually hook up to the test stand. We meter the fuel, we meter the advance, we check all the outputs.
So this lets you kind of do the whole system.
Mm-hmm. Sure
Okay.
does.
Nice.
Yep. And then we're audited in here by our manufacturers like Bosch, Sanodyne, Denso, Delphi. They come in here and audit our lines and our injectors.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have one bench set up for just Sanodyne. We have this bench set up for just Caterpillar,
Okay.
cat pumps. And behind you is the Huey bench for
Okay.
hydraulically actuated injectors.
Yeah.
We can run these, internationals.
This is awesome. Now, how long have you guys had the fuel injector shop?
Since about 78.
Okay.
I started,
A
yeah.
long time. Yeah. That's
This is where I spent most of my time starting in here. I had to work all the departments individually,
Yeah.
but then we had an opening, then I stayed in here for quite a long time.
So this was your longest tenure? So
Oh
to
yes, it
speak?
is. Actually,
Okay.
I'm still in here a little bit,
Okay.
managing this.
And do you like this the most, or is there other aspects of
I like this the
what you
most,
got going on? Okay.
but you can't be too prejudiced when you have the whole company to take care of.
Right,
You got to
right.
go where you got to go. So.
Right. So
This-
these guys get the new machinery first, right?
Oh, sure. Well, you know what? Yes, they're waiting for another machine right now to do the newer common rail injectors and pumps,
Okay.
but it's pushing $200,000 just for that machine. So,
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
we'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
Then we have an injector machine that does the Cat and Cummins injectors.
Okay.
And over here are our Bosch benches. For our Bosch authorizations, that's what we have now. We're authorized Bosch. This is our 815 stand we had to purchase to stay authorized.
Yeah.
We also have the 711 behind you for calibrating pumps. And you can see all the lines and the injectors, even behind you, all the injectors that we have to
Yeah.
maintain.
Yeah.
Then we'll go out this door. This is actually where the original front parts counter used to be, over here.
Okay.
And our front door is over that direction. But over here I keep all of our fuel injection inventory and
Yeah.
turbochargers.
Yeah.
We keep it all separate from the other guys. So we manage this as a kind of a separate entity. We have the fuel shop, the truck shop, machine shop, and parts department.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's cool that this used to be a whole different layout and different thing.
and before this, the front counter was just behind this door too. So
Wow.
we moved the counter to
Yeah.
up front.
Yeah.
So. And then we came back full circle to where we started up over here.
All right. Well, Brian, we want to say thanks for having
Yes.
us in and
Thanks for stopping
showing
by.
us around. You guys got an awesome facility with some awesome people doing awesome stuff.
Thank you.
It's cool to see what you guys have done over 57 years now, and we're going to be excited to come back for your 60th. It sounds like you guys
That's
are going to
great.
be
Plan for it. Come on back.
making the shop shine for that 60th anniversary, so we'll be looking forward to that.
Great. Thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Guys, that does it for this shop tour. Make sure you're checking out everything that Bryan has going on here at R&R Engine and Machine. And as always, make sure you're checking out EngineBuilderMag.com for more great engine content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yep.